What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am back from the unknown, and with the eShops closing for both the Wii U and the 3DS, I figured we'd take a close look at my humble 3DS collection and see what games I already have and which games you think I should pick up, not only digitally but physically, before prices skyrocket and they close the Nintendo eShop down for good. Let's take a look and see what we have already. So let's go ahead and start off with some of our Nintendo games that we have in the collection, and right off the bat, we have a lot of great Zelda games. A Link Between Worlds was a great 3DS addition to the Zelda world. And not only that, of course, you got to have Ocarina of Time whenever it's released, along with Majora's Mask. And I actually have 2 copies of Zelda Triforce Heroes. Having multiple game systems, you have a buddy over, you can kind of play 2 cartridges, but never really turned out to be the game that I was hoping it would be. And it's still really cheap to purchase sealed or open, so that's why I have 2 copies of it. But the other Zelda games, definitely a big fan of. So if you get the chance, I would recommend buying Triforce Heroes on physically, because it's still around $15 even to this day. However, the other Zelda games are still ramping up. As you can see, one is a Nintendo Selects, and they were about $20. So it's kind of hard to believe that some of these games were that cheap in stores, and even dropped below that towards the end of the life cycle. And here you can see some of my Mario games for the console. Kind of going through this list, I realized I didn't have a physical version of Mario Kart 7 or Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS, so I think I'm going to have to jump on that while I still can. But these are really good games to have on the console, and as you can see, my WarioWare Gold is still sealed. So that was a surprise, but I have it digitally on one of my consoles. But Luigi's Mansion, a lot of people didn't like it as much as the original. This is the sequel, obviously. Dark Moon is exclusive to the 3DS, but I actually liked it. It was short and sweet. It wasn't terrible, but I can kind of see why when you play the first one, this one's not as good as the original one, but it's still a very good game. WarioWare Gold, it's a WarioWare game. It's on the 3DS. If you get a chance, get it, because that is starting to skyrocket. And if we know anything from the Wii U console, that one is in the hundreds now, so if you can, jump on it before it goes off the Nintendo eShop. Super Mario 3D Land is a staple for any 3DS console. You definitely want to get that. It's maybe around $15 currently, but highly recommend that for any 3DS family system, along with Ultimate NES Remix. Now here, this was actually a blowout at Walmart. There were rows of this game in the case, and they were selling these for $10 a piece. I'm so mad at myself for only getting one just for me and opening it, because that would be a good one that you can kind of purchase, trade, and exchange. And I even have the receipt showing in the case showing that I only paid $10 for it. New Super Mario Bros. 2, great game as well. It's a side scroller. It's a continuation of the original one that was on the regular DS console, but still a lot of fun. And same with Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. It's a fun RPG. It's different. And this is just kind of some other Nintendo published games that I have right here. I kind of just threw them all together. Kirby Robobot is a must-buy. Download it while you can. If not, this is going to skyrocket. It already has them priced. On Kong Country Returns is a whole lot of fun. Yokai Watch 2 Fleshy Souls. These games have increased in value dramatically, so if you see these out in the wild, they're pretty fun. And I still have the coin that came with mine, so they kind of gave you a few things to go with the toys that they had out there. Hey Pikmin, it gets a lot of grief, but I actually liked it a lot. And of course, I have 2 of the Fire Emblem games. I have Fire Emblem Awakening and Fire Emblem Conquest. And there's a version of this game that is incredibly valuable. So if you get a chance, go out and pick it up. And then Codename S.T.E.A.M. I found this game for $5 and I just snagged it. I haven't put much time into it. Now, going off of Detective Pikachu, you've got to remember that the Nintendo 3DS was very big on amiibos and toys to life. So one of the only amiibos that I have still in its packaging is Detective Pikachu, because I like the concept so much, and my Detective Pikachu game is still sealed. So I absolutely loved the movie that came out with it, the game itself, and I'm a big fan of Ryan Reynolds, so of course I had to get it. Alright, and here we have Radiant Historia. Now this is actually a game that was first released on the Nintendo DS, and it was later, I guess, remastered for the 3DS. So this is where I picked it up. This is considered the launch edition, which includes an art book, decal sheet, and the game itself, of course. So it comes with a few extra goodies. Very happy to have this. I think this one is skyrocketing in price, and the collector's edition is highly sought after. But really cool game. I need to start it over because I started it, didn't get very far, and I don't remember anything about it. But here you can see the sticker sheet right there. And here we have another Atlas game called Stella Glow. Now this is a really interesting looking game. I haven't played it yet, but I just picked it up. Comes with everything that would be in, I guess, a collector's edition without the box. So it's got a soundtrack, a keychain, and a silk cloth as well. And here we have Bravely Default and Bravely Second and Layer. The Bravely Second is still sealed, but when I ordered Bravely Default, the seller included some AR cards. So I was surprised by this. And they didn't just send like 1 or 2, they sent me about 6 packs. And the cards are really cool. I just need to find like a binder or something that I can put them all in. But really happy to have all these. The art on these is great, and they're all gorgeous. Let me know if you got these for your Bravely Default collection. Alright, so here is my freebie for pre-ordering Samus, Metroid Returns. Very happy to have this, and I actually forgot I had it in the collection after I bought it. Things got a little hectic around the time I purchased it, but then I saw it skyrocketed in price once the new Metroid game came out for the Switch, and as you can see, I didn't even get a chance to crack it open. It's still sealed, and I actually ended up downloading it digitally to my 3DS, so I'm keeping this sealed. Now, the cardboard box it came in didn't have any seals on it. So I opened it up, took a look, saw that everything was there, and downloaded it digitally. So now I have a sealed copy. And here is Kid Icarus Uprising. This is an interesting game. The edition that I was able to get with not only came with the game, but it also came with... it's kind of like a little holder for the 3DS. It's just easier on your hands. But the game itself also came with more AR cards, which I keep on forgetting how awesome they are. Even the backs of these looked cool, but as you can see, it's got Pit, some Medusa, Crush Your Arm, three-headed, different things. It's really cool, but this kind of shows the creativity that Nintendo had for the 3DS this time. I love how each little opening, they have a face, which is really, really cool, and you're not going to see this going forward in the future. I just love how creative they were. But if you look here, you can kind of see the device I'm pulling out, and this is meant to hold your 3DS while you play the game. It's a little bit difficult just to kind of hold it, but with this here, it helps support it. It's less stress on your hand, and then you can play a whole lot easier. And here's a collection of some other games that I have that are just kind of out there. This is Doodle Jump, and as you notice, it had a $30 price tag on it, but I only paid $5, and it's still sealed. Also here, you can see I have Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. I actually got that once I found out the Switch version skyrocketed in price. So I went ahead and purchased this, and I have it physically, and I can play it on the 3DS, so I can keep my Switch version sealed, because that is in the hundreds of dollars. Some of these other games are a whole lot of fun as well. I'm not great at fighting games, so Street Fighter, it's fun. It's in 3D, I'm just not great at it. Scribblenauts was a whole lot of fun, especially the DC version. And Pope LaCroix, I got because Metal Jesus said it was great. I haven't put much time into that one. And here you can see we have the Atooi Collection for the 3DS. Now this is kind of a unique one because it's digitally just about everywhere still. You can, as of right now, when the shop is still open on the 3DS, you can buy all these digitally. But Limited Run went ahead and published this physical version of it. And here you see I bought the collector's edition as well as the regular release. And these are just some of the other games that I had. I wanted to kind of feature them. This is a Shin Megami Tensei. This is the only physical one that I have. This is Devil Summoner Soul Hackers. It's, as I understand it, it's a little bit more into the future and cyberpunky than regular Shin Megami Tensei games. This is really the only one that I've played a lot of, but let me know in the comments down below if I should try another one or which other one you guys recommend. Next is Sega 3D Classics Collection. I absolutely adore this one. Now, this one I purchased way later in my collecting of this system. This was very, very cheap. I think it was maybe $6 brand new. And it's still sealed, as you can see, because I also downloaded it digitally just with the eShop closing and everything. I wanted to make sure I had it on some systems, and then I could still keep this sealed. But if you get a sealed version, it comes with stickers and a whole bunch of other stuff. But this, Sega has done this right, and I'm so happy to have a physical version of this in case everything fails. This one was a total blind buy, Tenkai Knight. It looked really cool. It comes with like a little figure. It looks like it was an anime, a kid's anime, and I'm interested to play it. I just purchased it for about $7, but normally those larger box, you know, first editions or just collector's editions, sometimes those are highly sought after. So I've never seen it. It was cheap, and I hope it's fun. And again, here is my second 3DS game with an amiibo, and this one's actually packaged together. The only way that I thought that you could purchase Chibi Robo Zip Zash was with this amiibo. Now, there's a funny story with this. I only paid $5 for this entire package because this was my last purchase at a Toys R Us before they closed, and this was on clearance. The store was closing. They had quite a few of these there still, but I only purchased one. I left some others for a few other people because I didn't know what I was buying. I still haven't had the chance to play this game, but I always hear people complaining about it. But you know what? It's Chibi Robo. I'm happy to have him in the collection, and now hopefully someday they'll bring back Chibi Robo, and I'll have the amiibo ready to utilize that in the game. Alright everybody, so what do you think? This is my very humble 3DS collection. Like I said, jumped in late in the game, but I have actually fallen in love with this system. That's why I have several of them. Normally I don't do that with collections, and I usually stick with one main system and then just get games for it. But with this one, the prices got so low, they were very plentiful, so I got them gradually, and then I just had a whole bunch of them. The games I was a little bit slower on. Like I said, I didn't start collecting until the new 3DS came out, and it was reasonably priced. But let me know in the comments down below what games you think I should get, which ones I should download digitally. The hard to get ones that I recently downloaded definitely were some of the Fire Emblem games, as well as Yokai Watch 3, which is very, very difficult to get in the hundreds of dollars. So let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and I will see you in the next one. Badcrumb out.